Why powerful women sabotage miracles. Today I want to talk about something most of us don't say out loud. Why the moment a real possibility shows up, our nervous system actually sabotages it before it can hurt us. And yes, this happens to even powerful, emotionally intelligent women. So let's talk about why this is happening. And today I'm going to focus in on love and loving relationships and something I rarely discuss. You want to know why? I've been divorced for 10 years this April. Yep. All the relationships I've had since my divorce went from 0 to 100 almost immediately. They wanted to be in a deep, committed relationship, or the opposite happened. They wanted to one-up me. They wanted to be challenged by me. They wanted me to coach them. They didn't understand why I had such hard boundaries. And they couldn't understand why I protected my peace like it was the last drop of water in the freaking Mojave Desert. And so therefore, it was either a deep committed relationship, which meant control and put me into fear mode, or they didn't have the emotional intelligence that I have now. And if you're the creator of your reality, and you are, and you're the magnet, then that indicated to me that I was falling into my old love patterns, meaning I was manifesting exactly what I hadn't healed. And I finally allowed myself to heal and allowed this to happen. And I got into a relationship this year with somebody who seemed emotionally intelligent, kind, a good father, responsible, driven, smart. And he rejected me, not because I was too witchy or too smart or whatever, but we had strong ideological or political differences in which he felt he would shrink himself to meet me. And I felt I would never back down from what I wanted to discuss. And so when that happened, the relationship came to an end. And if these patterns seem true for you, maybe you can relate. So let's go into 3. First, nervous system threat detection is our reticular activation saying that this new hope or this new thing seems like a threat. And that is your learned survival skills. And it reads like a threat to your inner scanner. So basically it sees potential as a connection and potential for a connection as a risk. It doesn't distinguish between good and bad. It only sees the patterns. So when something good approaches or something new, your body flips into protection mode first. So what's the second thing? Today, when I'm talking about loving relationships, so many of us grew up in situations where we didn't see loving relationships, or we didn't see the men protecting the women. We didn't see the mothers feeling loved and valued. And we learned that love means having less and getting less. And then we learned to accept it. But then as you mature and you start to learn how to regulate your nervous system and you heal yourself through the techniques that I teach and other people, then you start to understand that survival is that you've been in survival for so long, you don't really understand what a loving relationship would look like. So, sorry, there was something on my screen. So when you might start to talk to somebody and you get off the dating apps, because that's where we find everybody now, it seems like a little too real when something good or something new happens. So you consciously or unconsciously step right into self-sabotage. And self-sabotage isn't failure. But here's what it looks like when something new and aligned wants to show up. For me, it looked like body criticism. As soon as we got together, I was like, oh, he's going to hate my lips. Or he's going to hate my eyes. He's going to hate this something. Or that I start catastrophizing about the future. Oh, we live so far apart. What if our political things don't match? But here's the truth. It's not failure. It's nervous system self-protection. Listen to me. And that is powerful information. So what's the third thing? A real connection triggers risk. The deeper we go, the more visible we become. And the more that our nervous system gets heightened and alerted in the ways that I just described, and how do we know if we're in fight, flight, fear, or we're actually in a situation that is improving our lives? And visibility activates ancient fear patterns that your mothers didn't solve. Not because we don't deserve connection, but our nervous system is learning how to receive safely. This is exactly why you can't get close. You can't start to relax. And then when you do, your body starts to say, this isn't safe. Everything's going to go bad. This moment is not sabotage. It's the nervous system regulation in process, awareness, and awareness changes everything. So if you've ever found yourself pulling back right before something felt good, you're not alone. You're learning how to receive, not just chase. And if you want tools and practices to help you regulate through these exact moments so you can be available to miracles consistently, well, this March, I had a live 4-week class called The Regulated Manifester, and I'm turning that into a digital course. So in April, it will be available about mid-April, and it can help you work on your nervous system where you can map your nervous system, where you can have these lived practices and really embody support at your own pace. This is your invitation. Now, I want to invite you to join my community, Manifesting Miracles Academy. Every month, I host 3 live workshops. Well, 3 workshops. One is audio, and that is focusing only on nervous system regulation. The second is a full moon workshop, so you can get aligned and reset every single month. And the third is a manifesting workshop where we focus on a wide variety of subjects. Like last month, it was Tarot 101, candles, sigils. We create how to work with your angels, how to work with goddesses, divine energy. Every single month, it's different and they're all recorded. So if you miss one, you're able to watch at 2 a.m. or at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The first month is always free. So you can try it and see if joining our community, a community like ours, helps you regulate, stay connected, and learn that it's okay to give and receive, and the tools that you need to manifest your biggest and your best life ever. And if you stay past the first month, which I recommend doing a year, giving yourself a year in my community, it's only $5 a week. So it's about $22 a month after that for everything. And everything's recorded. So if you can't watch, you can watch on your own time. So why is it that we do this? Well, it's because of all the things that I mentioned. So what are some things you can do in the interim? Well, as soon as I realized these things were coming up, what did I do? I started to learn how to tap into self-regulating. So one of the things that I did was the double butterfly tap. And so you take both hands and you put your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right shoulder. And it looks like a butterfly, and think of yourself as a caterpillar coming out of this sequence. So you tap and you start to see how fast you're tapping because you're not regulated. And as you breathe and tap, you're going to talk to yourself. So here's what I say to myself. First, I said, when this situation happened with me, I started with, it is safe to receive good things. Ooh. It is safe for good things to stay. Ooh. It is time for me to open up and be a receiver. Oh, okay, ready? It is safe for good things. It is safe that good things come. No, what did I say? It's safe for good things to stay. And then I say, oh yes, let me go through the sequence again. Sorry. It's safe for good things to stay. This is my new normal. I am a receiver and a magnet of high vibrational opportunities, people, and situations. It's safe for good things to stay. This is my new normal. I am a vibrational match to opportunities, loving relationships, and you can expand. You can change it every single time. You just start with the first one. So the first time you start tapping, you're going to go into, it is safe for good things to stay. Why? Because your automatic nervous system wants to reject it. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to do anything. That's something you can do in the bathroom stall. You can do it in your car. You can do it at work. You can do it anywhere you are. And if this is you, then I want you to know that this is one of my favorites. The next thing is every single morning, one of the things that I always do before I get out of bed is I start to talk about how I want this day to feel. I want this day to feel calm. I want this day to feel peaceful. I want this day to feel regulated. I want somebody to be magnetic towards me. I want people to feel obsessed with my energy. I want to feel connected. And I go down a whole list of all the things that I want people to feel when they're around me. Okay. And that I myself want to be a magnet of. And then I go into After I do that, I go into my tapping, okay? And I also do EFT tapping, depending on how the night or the morning was. And then right as I get out of bed, I always get out on my right foot. And I always say, I always get out of bed on the right side. And I always speak about and to God as if it's my best friend. I heard somebody call it Gus. So it was God, universe, solar system. And so I like that. I don't know who said it, but it was cute. But I talk to God as if in my mind, me and God are not separate, because it's not. You and God are not separate, okay? But I talk to myself in that loving way that I would want somebody to talk to me. So I say things like, the God of Michelle, J. Lamont, loves her, sees her, knows that it's safe to be trusted, knows that it's safe to be honest about your boundaries and your feelings. Know that it's safe to, when you're calm, you have access. When you're dysregulated, you're looking for control. And so, like I said, I self-sabotage. I started criticizing my own body. I started criticizing my looks. I started catastrophizing when there wasn't even a catastrophe. But at the end of the day, we were both very honest about our feelings, and we both had really strong boundaries, which was good, right? Because it means that I have now worked on myself so much that I'm going to be a magnet towards people and situations that are more in aligned with how I feel. So, where are you energetically right now? And is this resonating with you? Because sabotage isn't because you don't believe that you're worthy. It's because you're still in survival. And manifesting, and anytime you want to manifest anything, it has to come from calm. It has to come from space and peace. It has to come from faith. It has to be stable. It has to, it doesn't need to feel rushed or forced. And when you trust your intuition and you trust the signals, you become somebody who is a regulated manifester. And I want to invite you to try those tips, but also come on in to Manifesting Miracles. We love you. We want to hold you. We want to hear about your dreams. This is a community full of creators. This is a community full of people who are ready to try a new path and that are going to push you and motivate you and support you and be excited about the fact that you saw 444 today, or you read another book on how to regulate your nervous system, or you listened to the audio class and you had so many breakthroughs, because inside my community, all of the resources are right there at your fingertips and available to you whenever you want to use them. So if this is your first time, I want to congratulate you for being in such alignment that you and I are now in the same quantum field. But I also want to remind you that you are co-creating with God, and you and God are not separate. You don't need a church. You don't need a religion. You don't need a building, and you don't need an excuse. You just need to be calm, collected, and listen. Create fields of energy and understand what the holographic projection is trying to teach you. You didn't come from this earth. You're not a tree or a bush. You're rooted in something bigger and more spectacular. And so when you start to regulate your nervous system, all of a sudden, all of that information just comes in all around you. When you're in it, you can feel it. Your intuition is on fire, and it's just good thing after good thing after good thing after good thing. So if you've listened to all 350 something episodes of mine and never heard me talk about love or loving relationships, this is why. Because I hadn't really taken my own advice and regulated. And it took me about the last 2 years to not really date to really understand this. Now I'm perfectly happy being alone. And I think that bringing somebody into my life would be a bonus, not an attachment, not a need. I'm not begging and I'm not chasing. So yes, we ended things because we were both so emotionally grounded and so honest that we could tell each other the truth and be okay with it ending in the best way possible, instead of in some terrible, you did this, I did that kind of situation. And we're walking away from something that I really thought had the potential to be something, knowing that we're both attracting bigger and better opportunities in our lives. So if this is the first time you've ever listened, I always end with a mantra, 2 mantras actually, and let me tell you why. We say, everything is always working out for me 3 times, quiet, medium, and loud. And then we say, everything is always working out for us because we're a community and I love you. And I want to share all of this with you. So say it with me and then say it all day long, because you know what? Someone broke up with you right when you were about to go out of town with them. Everything's okay. All right. Just lost your job. Everything's fine. You just wrecked your vehicle. Everything's always working out for you. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything, us again. Everything is always working out for us. Everything is always working out for us. Everything is always working out for us. Everything. Okay, you guys, I want to invite you to listen to another episode, but most importantly, right here in the notes, you can click and join Manifesting Miracles Academy and be in the next class absolutely free for the next 4 weeks. Come in and try it. I want you to know that Manifesting Miracles community is safe and it has resources, and it was started by somebody who genuinely believes in you, me. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont, and it's been my honor to serve you today. And if this podcast touched you in any way, please send it to 5 people. I would love for you to do that for me. I love you. You're worthy. You're known. And this is your time to shine, baby. You got this. And I got you.